Oh, right. I'm here talking about Black Ops again, and I'm going to be talking about units, squads, fire teams, which squads can be broken down into, and auxiliaries, which are the single characters like your leaders, heavies, and specialists, and how to organize all of those into units. Okay, so when we look in the rulebook to find out how to organize our units, it really doesn't give us much information, but I'll pull out what it does. So, two fire teams make up a squad or section. So, two fire teams within a squad. Each fire team can be any size from 2 men upward, but we recommend 3 to 5 men. So, from 2 to 5 men in a fire team, right? And there's 2 fire teams within a squad, which means these squads and fire teams are consisting of all of our soldiers, jacks, and so you could have anywhere from 2 to 10 men in a squad, and it doesn't have any low limitation on squad size, so I'm going to say 2 is the minimum to make a squad. So our single characters, which I'm going to call auxiliaries, just to define or to keep them separate from other terms. Leaders, heavies, and specialists. Normally, leaders and specialists are always bought individually. Heavies are kind of a special situation. Heavy weapon teams are typically 1 to 3 men strong, consisting of 1 gunner and his assistants. So, as you can see under each heavy, they'll have an option to add assistant, loader to team. We're going to say you can add up to 2 of those, and they're just armed as normal soldiers that are considered part of the heavy activation. Alright, so just to show an example, we have a squad here. They activate on jacks, and then we have our auxiliaries over here, a heavy, specialist, and a leader. And so we want to organize them into a single unit. Now, within the Black Ops rules, there is no real reason for units. There's not much limitations, like I said, and it doesn't give you any reason to actually organize into a unit. So, I like deployment rules and stuff like that, and so I just say units have to deploy within 3 inches of each other. And if they're under a blind, obviously the unit has to all be underneath the same blind. Now, fire teams, we'll go into that later, that will allow you to split a unit into 2 blinds or split it for deployment purposes. But right now we're just going to get into unit organization. What I allow for, what I think makes sense for units. So you can have up to 1 squad, 1 specialist, 1 heavy, and 1 ace unit. 1 ace per unit. So you wouldn't be able to have 1 squad, add a 2nd squad. None of that. No doubling up on any of these units. These whatever you want to call them. The book doesn't very well define them, but we could have a unit that is just a squad of 4 guys, or because we can do a unit as low as 2, just 2 guys. So we could have a unit just that. We could have a separate unit, and remember, each unit is able to deploy in a separate space and also deploy under separate blinds. If they are together in the same unit, they're going to have to deploy in the same space, same blind, all that. So just want to be clear about that. But we can have a unit that is just a single squad, or a unit that is just a specialist. So single auxiliary units are okay, but you always have to buy, obviously, a squad in 2 or more. Squad can be on its own. Auxiliaries can be on their own, be a single unit. You can pair up 2 auxiliaries, 3 auxiliaries, up to 3 can be in a squad together. Or a unit together, and they will deploy together or under a blind. Or obviously you can have up to 1 from 1 to 3 auxiliaries all paired with a squad. And so that means since your maximum squad, remember fire team is max 5, squad double that, max 10. You can have 10 guys plus an additional 3 for 1 for each auxiliary. This is all within the same unit. That'd be 13 guys so far. And if you wanted to max out, you add the 2 loaders on. So max unit, is 15. So just so you know. Right, so now I'll talk about the individual types. We got the squad, obviously from 2 up to 10 soldiers within a single squad. Squad upgrades, whatever you buy for a squad will be shared, as long as it's a squad upgrade, right? Specifically squad upgrades shared among the whole squad. They always deploy together within 3 inches of each other or on the same blind. But they can obviously spread out and split up from each other after that when they start to move around the board. Squads of 4 or more can be split into fire teams. So you need to be able to have at least 2 men from the squad, 2 soldiers from the squad in each fire team, right? And then we'll talk about fire teams. So obviously from 2 up to 5 soldiers in each fire team. They don't have to be balanced as long as each fire team has at least 2 soldiers. They deploy within 3 inches of each other, but the fire teams can split up, obviously, or under the same blind, So yeah, so fire teams are just a subdivision of squads, and then we'll go into what I call the auxiliary units. So pretty much the only thing about them is they can be on their own as a unit, or join up to 1 of each type can join a squad as a unit together. And if the squad fire teams, the auxiliaries can choose either unit to split with. They can go with this or part with them and part with them. So there's a lot of options on how to deploy with fire teams. So that was great. I got through all the information I wanted to share really fast, and now this is just going to be a showcase, a few different units, different combinations of auxiliaries and squads. Alright, so our first unit example is a unit that is just a single squad with 2 soldiers in it, and this unit has no ability to fire team because it doesn't have more than 4 soldiers. Next, right here, we have a unit that is 7 soldiers, and it does have the ability to fire team. It's got can put 3 on one squad, 4 on another, or any combination we wanted, as long as there's 2 on each fire team. And that's just pure soldiers. Alright, our next example here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 soldiers with 1 leader and 1 specialist. Now, since they have 5 soldiers, that allows them to put at least 2 in each fire team, and they are able to fire team. They can split up. Both leader and specialist can go with either. The fire teaming just depends on the soldiers, remember. Okay, our next example here, we have a unit with a squad of 2 soldiers right here, and they also have a leader and a specialist. So even though we have 4 individuals here, the squad itself does not have more than 4 guys. The unit has 4 guys. The squad only has 2 guys, and so even though we've got 4 people, not allowed to fire team. Okay, the next example here, we have an ace, or a leader, a heavy, and a specialist with no squad attached. So it's a unit made only of what we're calling auxiliaries. And they do not have the ability to fire team since they're less than 4 and they don't have a squad with them. specifically a squad with 4 or more individuals or soldiers in it, I should say. And this is the last type of unit. It's a single, just individual auxiliary. And since this guy is a heavy, if we wanted to, we could add 2 loaders to his team. So he would be, a multi-man squad, but he would still all be activating. These 2 soldiers that are with him are considered heavies also, and they're activating on the heavy activation. So make sure you can differentiate your heavy support guys, your loaders, versus the rest of your squads. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.